There's a new tradition making its way onto this channel, folks, and it comes in the form of unscripted BEARDO betas. And today, we've got a triple feature. Let's talk the skill trees of Wendy, Wortox, and Walter. But we're gonna start with my most anticipated skill tree of all time, Walter. And no surprise here, looks like the first 6 skills on the menu are all related to slingshot ammo. So let's just go one by one. And with Moonglass, it is an area of effect projectile, everybody. Very nice. So initial hit is 51, and then the surrounding hit is 34. Ooh, okay, yep, that is quite the crowd pleaser. Oh, I'm actually kind of upset about this a little bit, everybody, because stinger rounds are just the same thing, but like worse. They do hit a lot of enemies, but they deal 25 damage on impact, and oh, it's gonna be hard. 17, looked like 17, but that could have been that he was close to death. I don't know what the actual, no, I think it's 17 actually. So 17 to everybody, 25 initial. No surprise here, the shock scrap deal electric damage, but by default, it's 42. But when an enemy's wet, 74 damage at range, everybody. Dreadstone is dealing 59 damage to base mobs, okay. But let's say we were fighting the Celestial Champion, it is now dealing 65. Another round of sticky shots, everybody, and this time I think they're gonna last a little longer than our ice rounds, but it is kind of a shame that we have the same thing multiple times. Ooh, but did you notice the longer it goes on, the less big the pile becomes? Okay, I like the visuals of that. But last and certainly not least, gunpowder rounds, everybody. Apparently it's supposed to deal damage in an area, but I can't necessarily tell that it's doing such a thing. 68 damage a blast though. But here's the thing, folks, that's actually not it, because we have pure horror rounds, we have bright shade husk rounds, and we have pure brilliance rounds. But Clay has said that they're not actually working right now. So on to more projectile pros, 1 and 2. Wow, are you serious? At level 1, it's already given me 10 more pellets. And at level 2, 20 pellets, everybody. Oh, but would you look at the slingshot smith tree, everybody. First and foremost, we get the slingshot field kit and some basic parts for customizing slingshots. And first things first, the slingshot field kit, everybody. Pretty basic, very easy to make. How does it work? Mod. Ooh. All right, so here's the deal. The bands increase our firing distance. So what I'm gonna do is just toss up all the new ones on screen. The big screen, default. The one in the left is the pigskin, and the one on the right is the flailing slingshot band. That is the firing distance that we can get once we customize with the 2 new bands. Next up are the grips, everyone, and the sticky handle just makes it that when your slingshot is wet, it's not gonna come out of your hand, but I think the grip and void tape are actually gonna increase our fire rates, but for some reason, only the void tape is working. But same as last time, folks. On screen, you see the faster fire rate versus the default fire rate. And if you can't tell the difference, get your eyes checked. Well, would you look at that, everybody? Special attacks. All right, so the Thule sight frame gives you another little section for rounds. What is it actually doing? Maybe I actually gotta use Thule sight rounds, question mark? No, that's just default Thule sight rounds. Which is why we're on to the scrappy one, because this guy comes with a charged attack. Ooh, 68 with just gold rounds, and let's see, can you fire it early? You can. You can fire it early for less damage, or you can hold it the whole time. All right, this one works. I'm not entirely sure what the special attack is meant for, but I like it, scrappiness. But now it looks like we're on to the dump skills, everyone. But to be fair, Clay has said that they're looking to condense some of these, which might be nice. But let's talk Wobby training. So here's the deal. Even when you don't have these skills, Wobby training stations are now a thing. Pretty damn expensive, but not too bad. But let's say you do have the skills. I have all the number 1s unlocked. All of our first level Wobby trainings. And, well, some of these, self-explanatory. Others, not so much. And bloody hell, Wabi just dug up a green gem for me. So I think what happens is she did that, and look, digging now went to 3%. So you can choose to work on all of them at the same time, or if you really want to focus on one, you can do so. So I think it's on a timer. You're just running around, and Wabi's just gonna do stuff for you. And of course, if you go level 2 versions of all that, everyone, she's just gonna start doing them more by default. Oh, okay, you can't even start working on level 2s until you do level 3s. Okay, it makes sense. These are kind of self-explanatory, but they kind of have a random chance. All right, agility is going to increase Wabi's speed, and it is based on the badge's progress. Makes sense. Level 2 just speeds that up. Bravery can increase the amount of damage we can take before she bucks us off. Once again, badge progress. Makes sense. Yep, same thing. Support training. This badge considerably decreases the loss of sanity when taking damage while riding Wabi. Oh... okay, they kind of want us to mount in combat nowadays. Digging training, which is what we saw earlier. She's going to occasionally find items. Successful excavations increase with badge progress. Decreases the time between excavations. Okay. This badge teaches Wabi how to pick up items. The chance of successful fetching increases with badge progress. Fetching cooldown and increases the range of her picking things up. Okay, honestly, guys, I think this is just straight up like passive Wabi skills through and bloody through. So I'm not even sure how much I'm going to be able to show, apart from the digging, which makes sense. But I like that. However, we have 2 more skill trees to get to, so let's move on. And next up, my second most anticipated skill tree of all time. So it seems like Clay is listening. Wendy. Well, let's not faff about. Vengeful Ghost. When Wendy or her friends are killed, their spirit is vengeful and able to wreak havoc on the living world for a short time. Yup. You have me intrigued. So in honor of my boy Walter, what happens here? Ooh, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Oh my goodness gracious. We become a ghost character that is able to deal damage. Ooh, blessed cistern perks. 3 of them, all of which are doing different things, which I like. Number 1 is gonna preserve the petals longer. Sweet. Number 2 is going to actually make it to where we are not afraid of things even less, which is actually kind of crazy because I saw one earlier that does the same thing. And we grant confidence to others nearby. So if we're close to something with a negative sanity aura, I bet you it's going to decrease for the other players. And then Blessed Cistern 3, we can rest Abigail at her urn and we can let her health rise above normal levels. All right. Let's see it. Or I would if the game wasn't crashing every time I tried to put flowers in the cistern. Honestly though, I feel like they're self-explanatory, as are the dark petal skills here. Number 1 just gets rid of all sanity drain for dark petals completely. And then dark petals themselves can be refined in the regular ones. Cool. But Dark Petals 2 is a whole gown that when worn, Wendy's wounds will be transferred to Abigail until she is unsummoned. So let's say you and your girl are fighting a big baddie and the big baddie hits you, you're not taking damage anymore. It is only going to Abigail. See? I just got hit, but I didn't take any damage. And this thing is not armor. All right, Clay. I don't like where this skill tree is going, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Another set of 3 skills that are very, very self-explanatory and kind of do the same thing. Strong Bruise. Number 1, elixirs with 1 day duration now last 1/3 longer. Strong Brew 2, 1 day duration, 2/3 longer. You get the point. 1 day durations now last 2 days. Oh, hold up. I take back what I said because this is getting good. Gravestone stuff, everyone. Grave Beautification, Final Resting Place, and Gravestones by Wendy. Questionable names, but I like them. First up, Gravestones, everybody. But might not actually be working, unfortunately. But here's something interesting. We can dig up gravestones and then plant the entire thing somewhere else. Okay. Interesting. Last but not least, having to deal with pip spooks, actually. When we decorate graves with flowers, I think we give the game an opportunity to spawn a Pipspook faster, potentially. But speaking of Pipspooks, no surprise, Pipspook perks, everyone. And I don't think I need to show you these ones either. I think this is another set of very, very straightforward perks. Number one, the toys aren't far away, so all of your Pipspook quests are going to take a shorter amount of time. Number two, we find more lost toys, which means we have more morning glories per quest. And then at the end, we get even more. So yeah, this is very straightforward. It just means more. But before the affinities, everyone, team spirit. All right, what do we got here? Well, hot damn everybody. Would you look at this? We can now whisper into the flower, to unsummon without having to click on her, to escape, to scare. Whoa! Hello, girl. Does that scare everything? Like if I roll up to these frogs right now and scare. Oh my gosh, it actually did. Not for long though? No, they're still pretty panicky actually. Ooh. Hold up. That's kind of nice. Okay, now that they're in combat, can I scare while they're in combat? Oh, she's not when she's stun locked. And there's a cooldown. Good to know. Escape, girl, escape, escape. Ooh, that's what that is though. Okay, it's actually good. That's what that means. So if she ever gets into a stun lock situation, you can help her escape. I like that. I like that. And she will immediately come to your side. Okay. And we can even tell her to attack at. Okay. Got it. Now to talk about the affinities, everyone. Starting with Luna, because I'm a moon minion all the way. Abigail attunes with lunar energies and deals planar damage. That makes sense. Wendy can craft an elixir infused with lunar energy that gives Abigail a boost to planar damage for restoration. Also makes sense. Wendy can use the moon dial during a full moon to fill Abigail with lunar energy, turning her into a gestalt. The more I read, the crazier it gets. The moon dial can restore her ghost status during a full moon. What? All right, game. Here's your full moon. Mutate Abigail. Okay. Gonna do it. Whoa. Hello, girl. That's my twin sister, Abigail. So if I do it again, the moon is too bright. What do you mean? So you can't do it quite yet. You got to do it maybe later. Does she deal more damage? Question mark. I'm sorry. Did she just deal 400 effing damage? She doesn't attack nearly as fast, but she's able to like become ethereal and deal 400 damage. And that's to a non-shadow creature. So hold up, since I mutated her, is she forever? Oh my gosh, she is. Next up, Shadow Allegiances. Once again, it's actually planar defense, not planar damage, but you get the point. The next one, though, we can create a Shadow Elixir that increases her Vex duration. I think the Vex duration is when she hits an enemy, and then we and other characters with us are able to deal more damage for a short period of time. So this is just good for grouping up on stuff. Makes sense, but Shadow Allegiance 3, we can release dark magic whenever Wendy uses the murder action that creates a burst of planar damage when it hits Abigail. Abigail, fight this tree guardian. I'm gonna see what this murder thing does. So you're doing 15. Now you did 80. So you do 80 every time you release the dark magic thing? I feel like that is completely and utterly worthless. Question mark? Now, I fully admit we're probably missing something, but since we have a third, way more complicated looking skill tree to get to, I'm just gonna leave everyone a chance to find out what's happening with that shadow affinity while we talk Wortox. Oh, but I also like this too, everyone, even though it's kind of stupid. They're all related to the pan flute, but they're good perks. We can sometimes feel the urge to play a flute, and when we do feel that urge and play it, it will not lose durability. I feel the call to toot my flute. Are you sure you want to phrase it that way? But look at this. Okay, now the pan flute has its own little animation down here, so when we play it, no durability loss. Cool. Second up is just kind of a buff passive. It's gonna increase the sleep duration of pan flutes. Awesome. But Cloudy Carmen, things waking up after the pan flute playing will not be able to become hostile towards you for a moment. Ooh. 2. Well, let's get to the fun stuff, folks. And who the hell do you think I am? Of course, we're going to be naughty first. Soul Decoy, everybody. All right, 1 and 2. We can now leave a soul decoy behind to draw the attention of nearby attackers, and then the decoys will also stay longer if we are unharmed. Oh, if they are unharmed. Not us, them. All right, I got a pack of dogs on me. I'm gonna soul hop, and now I left behind oh, it's a one-hit wonder though. Got it, one-hit wonder, and only once? Nope, it just has a slight cooldown. One-hit wonder, you can get out of there. Okay, that's not too bad, but they're still aggroed on me. That doesn't really compute for me, you know what I mean? If you're still gonna be aggroed on me, I'm not a huge fan of that. I feel like that just defeats the purpose. But Soul Thief. Souls are created and attracted to you from further away. Perfect. Self-explanatory. Souls will last longer while being attracted to you. Ooh, nice. Can you guys piss off? Whoa, things are getting interesting even before we talk affinities. The Nab Sacker. We can create our own portable storage thing by the sounds of it. And packs a punch depending on how full your inventory is. Interesting. So I think we can just pick things up normally, just like that. But let's say we nab stuff. You pick multiple things at one time. And you notice that it's actually getting a lot bigger when we do that. All right, if we nab all this, boom. Now our pack is bigger. Nah, dang it. Okay. Inventory counts only. That was a weird way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. Backpacks don't count. So the max is only 34 damage. What's the point? I'm confused. This is not like extra storage whatsoever. It's just a sack that gets bigger when you have things in your inventory. What's the point? And nope, the next ones have nothing to do with it either. I'm kind of confused. Let's keep going though. Soul jar. Learn how to craft and use a soul jar to store souls for later use. Already like it. Soul jars will leak souls over time when not in your inventory. Holding filled soul jars increases your maximum souls allowed to be held at once by 2 each, stopping you from overloading of soul power. This works up to 5 filled soul jars. And then holding filled soul jars increases the damage of the knapsack. Never mind. This works up to 5. Okay, this might become something. Let's see what happens. Soul jars are not that simple, actually. You need an empty bottle, 2 marble, and a red gem per. All right, noted. And let's just do a default test here. If I was to just store all these souls, ooh, a full stack is only 50%. Ooh, now we're getting everywhere. Every soul jar holds 40 souls. That's gonna be nuts. It also says it increases the damage of the knapsack, and sure enough, it does. If you have 5 soul jars in your inventory, and of course, you have them filled, sure, you get up to 68. But that's actually a lot to ask. Do they need to have... Yep, they need to be filled. I don't know if they need to be fully filled to get the 68 damage, but... Clay, do you realize how much damage we can deal nowadays? 68 damage with this thing is not gonna entice me to use it. But as I said, the soul jars are gonna leak out souls when they're not in your inventory. Also, these soul jars are mighty massive, I might say. All right, how quickly does it do it, though? Because... But right now, I gotta be honest, it's not going as fast as I thought it was gonna go. If we can just leave souls on the ground like this, and it takes like a minute or more for souls to go away, I see no problem in keeping these on the ground. And would you look at that, everybody? We can actually have more souls over our original 20. And again, it's 2 each, so maximum is 30 now. That's not bad. Maximum of 30 souls as long as you have 5 soul jars and they are at least a little bit filled. We'll take it. But look at this. Not sure how I feel about it, but they're starting to give a little more incentive about the knapsack here. So when souls are on their path toward our inventory, they will deal damage to anything in its path. And if we're holding a knapsack, it deals more. Souls attracted to you will repel away initially before coming towards you. Wait, why? Yep, since they're kind of relevant to each other, Soul Decoy 3. They will now explode and inflict damage on things lured by it or attacking you upon expiration, but also a held knapsack is going to lend part of its damage to the damage dealt. I like that. All right, Clay, we really have to do something about these soul things not actually working as good decoys. I think instead they need to like confuse enemies so they don't immediately target you again. But yes, 32 damage when they explode. But that's with a knapsack, by the way. So that's not too great. But now I'm curious about this, everybody. So if I kill him and then do this, what is gonna happen to the souls that come after me? Was that 15 damage? I think souls are gonna deal 15 damage. Yes? No? Maybe? I think it was 15. So souls are gonna repel away. Oh, it's just to help get an extra hits? Okay. I don't really think that's that crazy. Gotta be honest, the naughty tree did me dirty, but let's talk the nice tree with Lifebringer. Learn how to channel souls into a twin-tailed heart, a creation to revive ghostly friends. So, a unique telltale? That's pretty nice. Wortox has always been very versatile and supportish, so I like how this is starting. And sanity gains from reviving others is increased. All right, these are very self-explanatory, but let's see how much this costs. Oh, very, very easy. Ooh. Okay, Wortox just became one of the best revivers, potentially. No, seriously, these things might be stupid good. All right, let's try. Ooh, especially when instead of getting 80 sanity per revive, I just got 120. Drop souls will heal at an increased range. Yep, amazing. Souls will come to you faster. Yep, sounds great. Souls waiting to be freed in a soul echo will enhance your movement speed. All right, so when you soul hop, you get a soul echo. Now, I believe I am just slightly faster than normal. Yep, okay, it's very slight. My guess, we're talking like 5%. If that even, but yep, that's exactly what's happening. That's what that little particle effect is indicating. Soul Echo duration is increased. That's an immediate buff. Soul Hop cost from the map will be reduced by how much of the current world has been explored. Whoa, that's an incredible buff. And reverberation. Soul Echo may happen a second time. This does not decrease Soul Hop cost from the map. All right, Nice Tree is immediately so much better. All right, so this costs 5. I'm gonna stay here for a second. And when the whole map gets revealed here in a second, is this about to drop? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That is real time action of that perk happening. And then yes, the Soul Echo stays even longer. Ooh, much longer. Look, bottom left, cooldown is already only halfway. I got all this time in the world. And then you could do it twice too. Oh my gosh. Okay, this Nice Tree is so effing good. Drop souls will do a second healing wave for a lower amount of delay. Are you serious? This tree is amazing. Double the healing per 1 drop soul. Reduce the delay for the second healing wave to happen. Drop souls will heal at an increased range. This is insane. This tree is so bloody amazing. Allow the twin-tailed heart to be used by another, which will pull them to you from near or afar. Using it yourself will free the souls inside. Ooh. So, now when we use it, we get the souls back. Maybe not all 10, but even like half is pretty awesome. But our souls will be able to be used by others, which will pull them to you from near or afar. I don't know. Let's try it. We can squeeze it. Oh, that's what that means. So it's not a revive thing. But again, it's a beta, so we'll figure it out. So to wrap up our day, the final 2 affinities on easily the best tree today, Wortox, the Lunar Swindler. The Cryptic Founder will reward your curiosity by showing you power from wearing a bright shade helm or armor. Souls waiting to be freed in the Soul Echo will absorb the damage from shadow-aligned enemies and expire the timer. Instantly able to not take damage. That's what that means. So, if you soul hop before you take damage from a shadow-aligned creature, you can then completely negate the damage for free. And now, if you combine that with the soul echoing twice thing, you can actually take no damage in a fight twice. That's insane. But what do you mean by showing you the power from wearing a bright shade helm or armor? Gotta be honest, I have no idea, everybody. I'm trying. Ooh, never mind. It just happened right there. I'm sorry if you missed it. Wearing this helmet just made it to where I got souls back without killing anything. Ooh, that's sweet. It was very, very subtle, but that is what that examination and quote was from Wortox. And last, and hopefully not least, Shadow Harvester. The Queen will reward your loyalty by unlocking power from wielding a Shadow Reaper. My guess, it's the same thing, just if you're holding the Reaper, you get souls back. But souls waiting to be freed in the Soul Echo will cause damage dealt to spread out to close enemies and expire the timer. So if you're fighting waves and hordes and you teleport, you have a soul echo, you deal damage in an area. Okay, it's probably not that significant, but that is what that is saying. All right, I gotta be honest. This whole side of the tree, ignore it. This side of the tree, absolutely bonkers insane. But folks, there you have it. A very quick, unscripted overview of the newest Skilltree Spotlight for Don't Starve Together in beta as we speak. I absolutely adore Wortox's. I might start liking Walter's a little more once he gets a bit refined, but Wendy's is a big old disappointment. She needs to go back to the drawing board, I believe. But again, this is out now. We will uncover more as we go along. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.